In a previous video, I have done a basic overview of the Parts Designer in Studio. In this video, I want to take a deeper look and show you how to create your own parts using Part Designer. A lot of people are really interested in creating their own parts using 3D printing. And we have a nice tool with Part Designer to create some simple parts. There are a couple of ways to do that. You can either start from scratch, or you can use a part that's already available in Studio and modify it. I'm going to take you through in this video and show you how to make this simple part from scratch. And I'm also going to show you the other method where you can bring in a Studio part and modify it. Just as a quick reminder, I am a Lego commission artist. I've done all sorts of designs for people all around the world, from commercial to personal collections. If there's a project you have in mind that you would like to be brought into brick form, all of my contact information is in the description below. Also, if you are on Facebook, we have the Studio Lego Designers Facebook group. This is a group for new users and advanced users to be able to ask questions, share their designs, and create a strong studio community. So if you want to check that out, the link is in the description below. If you need a quick overview of the features of Part Designer, I recommend going back to the first video I did on Parts Designer, where I take a quick look at all the features and explaining things through there. In this video, I'm not going to spend a lot of time focusing on those things. Okay, so first of all, we're going to create a brick that we can modify. So we'll just grab the tile here, create one tile, and then right beside it, create another one. And what we want to do next is rotate it. So you can do that in two different ways. You can either use the hinge tool. So if you go here over the minifig hand, then it shows you the hinge tool just like in Studio, and you can rotate it whatever degrees you want. Or if you click on it, you can also modify it like you would in Studio normally and put it in manually. Next, we need to line it up so that it's overlapping the other brick. So we can use the T key like we do in Studio, and we can get a rough estimate of where the part's going to be. Obviously, right now, it is not perfectly positioned. So what you're going to do is use the absolute position up here on the top right hand, and you can manually input the numbers to adjust where you need it to be. Usually what I do is use the T key to figure out what direction it needs to be in. So our last number is vertical. So we can adjust the vertical height first of all. 0.75 seems pretty close. And then the first number is horizontal. So we will adjust that one next. And again, 0.75 is pretty close. We definitely don't want this gap here, so we're going to adjust our numbers a bit to get that outline along this edge to match this outline here. Again, we're going to start with the vertical, and then we will go over to the horizontal. And we're getting really close now. We just need a little bit more fine tuning. And that looks to be about as close as we can get it. So once you have that, then you're going to select both parts. And you're going to go over to where you have the options to unite the parts. There's a few different options there. We just want, in this case, to unite the parts as they are. And then now you can see that we have a seamless join between where the parts connect. What you can do from here is play with the connectivity. So we can go over to the connectivity screen And we can modify these as we wish. So if you want to get rid of some of the connectivity, you can, or adjust it how you need to. Okay, let's say that we want to go one step further and put a hole in this tile here. What you're going to do is go to the left-hand side, select hole, and on the end it has a drag to cut round holes. We're going to select that one and bring that over, and it's going to be tricky to line this up with the grid as it is. So if you hit Alt, you can adjust it to the fine grid. And if you press T, then you can use these arrows to try to fine tune it a bit more. While you're moving this, keep the Alt key pressed in, and that will keep it on the fine grid. You'll notice that it's not going to line up perfectly, but you're going to get it much closer this way. And when you have it placed, just click your mouse button. So now we have a hole going through the tile here to allow for a pin or an axle through. You'll notice the edge isn't quite perfect, but it is as close as we can get with the software. There's some other things you can do with the part, like freescale it. If you right click, that will open up this option that lets you move the part, make it bigger or smaller. And don't forget, we have a lot of options on the side here to change the part as we would like. For instance, if you wanted to put a stud in or anything like that, you could do so. We have a stud on that. The placement isn't quite perfect. Again, you can grab the part and use the T option to drag it down where you want it. Next thing I want to show you is altering a part that is already in Studio. So we're going to go and import a part. So we got a couple of parts to play with here. So what I'm going to do is take these horns and make a spiked cone out of it. So we'll just copy and paste that piece. And again, we're going to line it up how we want. Drag it close to where we want it to be. And I'm just holding, again, the Alt button down so I can refine where it's going to be placed. That looks pretty close. Maybe we'll go in a little bit further. There, that one looks great. So now that we have some of our measurements here, we're going to copy and paste the next part and just use our measurements to line it up. And once we've done that, then we can slide it into place using the T key again. There we go. And then we can take both of these. Again, we'll use some of the measurements to get it where we want them. So we're looking for the vertical, 1.139. And we can slide them where we need them. They're not quite center, so we're going to want to put them in the center first of all. So we want it on the 0 mark. And then we're going to slide these in place. And there we go. So one thing, when we have made the part like that, we can see that we have all of these things protruding on the outside, and we don't want that, so we're going to have to get rid of those. So if we just select that part and click delete, we can get rid of that one piece, and now we have a perfectly smooth cone with spikes protruding out of it. So we'll select them all and then unite them. Of course, as I have explained before, once you have the part how you want it, you can export it to Studio. You can also save the part as a DAT file by exporting it as an LDRAW, or you can export it as an OBJ or a con file. There's lots of options available to create what parts that you want. Really, your imagination's the limit here. One thing I want to look at in the future is creating custom parts in Blender. So I'm going to be looking into that next, and hopefully that will be a video I can do in the future for you. The next video I'm going to do is going to take a look at how to manage big projects in Studio. I work on quite a few big projects, and I often see people having problems when they get into projects that are 10,000 plus pieces. So hopefully that will be informative for everybody. If this video has helped you out, please take the time to like and subscribe and share it around so that others can learn from it and we can continue to grow the studio community. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Keep dreaming in bricks. Bye-bye.